who is the best player in this side in terms of technique, they'll say Guti.
Exactly.
Incredible, really, when you consider playing alongside him, isn't it?
Well, exactly. So the two captains there in the middle of the pitch, Raúl and Josep Echeverría, both companions, of course, from the Spain national team. And Ronaldo, of course, the player that every opponent, every team who visit the Bernabéu have to worry about because he is such a good striker.
He certainly is. He's already got 5 in the league. He's perhaps not a rocket of a start, but he's consistently contributing. Well, I think when he's on form, Ronaldo, he is the greatest striker in the world by some distance as well. That's the most sort of remarkable thing about it. It's not just that he is slightly better than the others. When he's on form, he is simply the best.
Referee is Mr. González Vázquez. Just checking with his assistants. And away we go as Real Madrid entertain Athletic Bilbao. As Roberto Carlos getting an early touch of the ball to Zidane. Just with the ball back there, we'll give you the lineups for Madrid. It's Casillas, Míchel Salgado, Iván Helguera, Bravo and Roberto Carlos in defence, Guti, Beckham, Figo and Zidane in midfield, and Raúl and Ronaldo leading the attack. For Athletic, it's Dani Aranzubía in goal, Lacruz, Prieto, Aitor Karanka and Del Horno in defence, Gurpegui, Iraola, Jonan Garcia and Tico in midfield, and Josep Echeverría and Santi Ezquerro leading the attack.
Yeah, Aitor Karanka, of course, he used to play at Real Madrid.
He's moved back to Bilbao where he started his career. And is Ezquerro. To defeat Del Horno. Raúl Bravo clearing. They play very attacking football, Athletic, though, under the new coach Ernesto Valverde. They used to be known as being a very physical team, but they've got quite a lot of lightweight players in there, like Jonan and Iraola, who've got very, very good ball skills.
Yeah, and in that sense, we should see a really quite open, really entertaining game of football. When you look at the Madrid midfield, and you think, well, hang on, isn't it the perceived wisdom that you have to have a workhorse? You've got Zinédine Zidane, Guti, Beckham and Figo. You could hardly ask for a more creative and more talented midfield than that.
Tico lining up a free kick. He can hit the ball very, very well, the Athletic number 23. That man there, Roberto Martinez, known as Tico. Here he is, Tico! And woof! A good shot there from Tico and Iker Casillas. Tell you what, not only did he get down and stop it, but he held on to it.
Yeah. I mean, he would have been very disappointed with himself to have let that in, but it's a nice early hand warmer for him. And Iker Casillas always responds well.
Roberto Carlos. Ronaldo looking for the return to Roberto Carlos, but the control just going a little bit long there from the Brazilian. That's a good strike. But Casillas, not, as I said, the big thing to do with this is maybe not to stop them, but to hang on to them.
Well, get his whole body behind the ball.
It's another good ball down the line, and it's one for Echeverría. It's Iraola to chase, and disappointing cross there from the fullback. Once again, Casillas just standing his ground.
Well, it's actually a pretty poor cross, as you say, because I think it was either Santi Ezquerro or Echeverría coming in on the far post. But he did have someone to aim at.
There, Lacruz just fouling Zidane, just a slightly high foot.
Iraola's cross was disappointing, wasn't it?
Ball straight through to Aranzubía. Looks up and sends that one long. Echeverría and Helguera jumping for that one. Bravo to Roberto Carlos. Bright start from both sides. Beckham opened the ball to Luís Figo, taking on Del Horno. Does well Figo, but just couldn't quite keep that cross down. It's gone out for a goal kick.
Yeah, and he couldn't keep it down because he just slightly ran out of pitch, and he was just stretching too much to reach it to be able to get a decent connection on the ball.
There's Asier Del Horno, one of the several players in the Athletic side from their youth policy. Madrid, of course, have some from their youth team as well. There's Casillas looking through the lineups, Bravo, Raúl, and of course Guti. While looking on the bench, of course, we've also got Mejia and Borja, and Pavón, of course.
Well, this year more than any other year, I think Real Madrid have tried to place an emphasis on their youth team players, trying to give them a chance ahead of what you might call some of the middling players. They let a lot of those go in the summer, and they let a lot of those go.
Oh my goodness gracious, what a great save there from Casillas. Seemed to come out of nowhere, that shot from Echeverria.
Superb save, superb save. Just the speed of reactions. Well, I was just talking about the youth teamers, but there's one youth teamer
who's head and shoulders above the rest.
Yeah, well, him and Raúl, of course, but Iker Casillas, that's a great save.
Delano gets up there, and it's Esquero who actually gets the header, and
it's the reactions. It's the reaction speed of Casillas more than anything else, isn't it?
Well, he's already been called on twice in the first 6 minutes, and he's responded perfectly, Iker Casillas. Helguera up well there, and Lacruz bringing the ball out for Athletic. Still Lacruz, slipped past Guti. Raúl Bravo doing a good job in defence, and
Raúl Bravo did a very good job. He saw Lacruz get away from a couple of challenges, just came across, just used his body, just got in front. I think Lacruz, to be honest, was probably surprised himself that he got that far.
It's a goal kick for Real Madrid, which they've taken quickly. Or with Guti. Pushing very high upfield, the visitors. Helguera. That little flick to Luís Figo, and Salgado, in fact, was getting forward, and Delano rattling his clearance against him so hard that it's actually gone out for a goal kick.
That might be a pretty interesting battle. You've got two fullbacks on that side, Míchel Salgado for Real Madrid and Acer del Horno for Athletic. Both of whom really like to get forwards, really like to attack. Both of whom, of course, may leave space for the other side to exploit, but who will also add quite a lot to their team's attacks.
There's Luís Prieto sending the ball back for Aranzubía. Helguera up well. There's Lacruz again.
Seeing a lot of the ball early on, isn't it?
Playing at full-back tonight, but he normally plays in central defence.
He's tough. Now, you were saying that Athletic are a side that have against tradition to some extent,
Talking of tough, that
was a pretty nasty challenge, actually.
Tico in on Míchel Salgado.
We're saying, a side that sort of against tradition almost has gone into a kind of creative, attacking, fluent style of play rather than an edgy, tough, powerful side.
Sort of way.
But Lacruz is hard.
He's not the tallest player around, but he does make up for it in aggression. And there's some more aggression. Free kick for Real Madrid. Zidane foul this time. Again, trying to get the ball moving quickly. Here is Zinédine Zidane. Not cleared though.
Nice idea from Ronaldo, just trying to play it first time, just around the corner, if you like. He was coming one way, just trying to nudge it the other side of the player. Just didn't come off for him.
Here comes Madrid, building again from the back. Beckham looking for the through ball, and that was an important interception there from Aitor Karanka, because I tell you, I think that might have gone through to Raúl otherwise.
Raúl was certainly there, wasn't he?
As it is Jornada Garcia trying to turn there with the ball. Couldn't quite do anything with it, and it's a throw-in for Real Madrid. Zidane lets that one run. And that's a pretty clumsy challenge on Raúl. Second foul Tico's committed so far. They've realised that you can't give these Real Madrid Galacticos an inch of space, and they're in on them very quickly. But of course, people like Roberto Carlos and Beckham, that's always a dangerous tactic.
Well, that's it. That's the flip side of the fact that you've got to get in quickly, is that you need to make sure you don't give away fouls, particularly in and around the edge of the box. Well, obviously in the box would be a penalty, but around the edge of the box, because David Beckham and Roberto Carlos can be so dangerous from there.
This one looks like it's going to be Beckham, who's still trying to get that elusive first free kick in the Bernabéu. Although I don't know, Roberto Carlos seems to be
purposeful, doesn't he? The way
laying claim to it. Just thinking, of course, as Roberto Carlos takes it, and we'll let him take it first. Roberto Carlos hits that one hard and straight at the wall.
You wouldn't want to be in that wall, would you?
You wouldn't. Lovely skill there from David Beckham, turning Echeverria and just looking up, sending the ball to Guti. Still Madrid attacking. Lovely ball skills there. Now the ball out with Luís Figo. Just coming inside Figo. Got Zidane. The athletic defence charging into it, but Madrid pressuring a lot higher upfield than we've seen in other games, but could be in danger of being caught in the break. Here's Echeverria. Who's Jonan Garcia going through, and once again Iker Casillas making the save.
Yeah, I think this time not so much a save from Iker Casillas, it was a really good block. He's judged it very well, got out quickly, denied Jonan Garcia any space. That's the main thing. I actually thought that
good
was
pass from Echeverria.
I thought it was slightly under hit.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Raúl Bravo leaves an arm trailing there. I wonder if Jonan had gone down
well, there. I think that's exactly it. If the player doesn't go down, the referee's never going to give it. If Jonan had gone down, I'm delighted that he didn't. I'm delighted that he wanted to carry on and finish the chance off. Good save from Casillas, but as I say, not so much a save as a block. It's about reading the space really well. Well,
he's already been called into action 3 times, Iker Casillas, and he's responded brilliantly on every occasion. Now, can Raúl do something? Appeals for handball, not given. In the end, the chance is wasted. It's with Iraola. Ooh, Raúl just lurking there, just for the back pass. Still athletic, looking very purposeful in these opening 10 minutes. Tico chipping the ball, and that's
well over.
Well over.
But Madrid are looking purposeful as well. It's the game that's perhaps got a lot more tempo than we used to. I think quite often Real Madrid come out of the Bernabéu and they play with so much class. They can play almost relaxed, if you like, stroking the ball around, very calm and so on. But in fact, both sides are really pressuring quite high up the pitch. I think we could see a really good open game with a lot of chances at both ends, and that looks like it might have been a handball from Real. Quite high, not far off being the shoulder, but I think it just about on the arm.
And that could have been as well from Tico, but the referee was unsighted on it, just carrying the ball forward, the Athletic Bilbao midfielder. And Luís Figo making sure he doesn't go any further. So it's only been a bright start to this game. Just a little bit of a nudge there from Figo.
Just leaning his weight into his forearm, isn't he, as the two of them brush. Tico
will pick himself up to take the free kick. He's very much the athletic dead ball specialist. There is Carlos Queiroz sat on his bench. He always seems to be very pensive, doesn't he, Queiroz? Tico hit that one low. And now a chance for Madrid to break with Raúl. It's a good ball from Raúl to Figo. Blocked by Jonan.
Raúl's pass just a little slow, wasn't it? Just gave Jonan a little bit too much time.
The referee penalised him just for having a slightly high foot. Just a little bit of space now for Figo. He's got Míchel Salgado into the area. Salgado looks up, and there Raúl was hoping to get down in on the end of it, but couldn't quite. It was Carlos Gurpegui getting the defensive header in there. Still Madrid looking to pressure. Good cross from Figo, and there was Ronaldo. Couldn't quite keep that header down.
So Ronaldo pretty well shepherded. I think Athletic need to be very, very careful of him. They found that out to their cost in the last season. You give this guy any room at all and he'll score.
Helguera slipped just at the wrong time to Roberto Carlos, and there Guti just helping it on. Ball into the Madrid penalty area. Helguera gets enough of a contact on it. But it's Santiago now being shepherded by Míchel Salgado. Referee penalising Salgado there. I don't know if he was
think there was a slight tug actually on Helguera's arm. Did you see it? Just there.
Just there, yeah.
Although, given that he's still got the ball, I think the referee probably
one of those things he could have actually let it go, couldn't he? Yeah. I think actually Helguera looked surprised that he'd given it as well. What about 15 minutes of this game? It's still 0-0 in the Bernabéu, but it's certainly been an entertaining quarter of an hour between two sides who are showing a commitment to attacking football. Good defensive header there.
Yeah, it started off as a really nice open game. Two teams playing with a lot of intensity, a lot of pace, and importantly, a lot of attacking intent.
So there, Raúl Bravo getting a good clearance in there, and the ball is back with Real Madrid. Roberto Carlos to take the throw in. It's Roberto Carlos who gets in there, and that's a great little header. Casillas clearing that one, just avoids Raúl. And Karanka gets there ahead of Ronaldo. Izquierdo to Jonan. Míchel Salgado in with a challenge. Beckham looking for one of those long passes. Ronaldo just couldn't quite control it, and there Luís Prieto able to use his pace just to snuff out Ronaldo.
Lovely
great control there from Ronaldo.
Lovely pass from Beckham. Ronaldo just couldn't quite open his body up enough to get the ball knocked in front of him rather than slightly to his side.
It's Madrid now. Zinédine Zidane, has he got a shooting chance here? Zidane didn't quite get the power he was looking for there, and Dani Aranzubía grateful to make the save. Just thinking about the two goalkeepers, of course, in the 1999 Under-20 World Cup, Aranzubía and Casillas were teammates.
Yeah, and Aranzubía did there what Casillas had done with his first save tonight. Not a great save, but very, very important that he got hold of it and kept hold of it.
Yeah.
Two goalkeepers I like a lot.
It's foul from Salgado, and he's earned himself a booking. González Vázquez judging that the bit of obstruction more than anything from Salgado there. Let's have a look.
A huge amount in there.
Well,
he put his hand out, but he sort of pulled it back in again, but it was too late to pull it in properly, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the thing that the referee penalised was probably that Tico had space in front of him to run into.
But personally, I think Tico could probably have stayed on his feet anyway.
Probably could have stayed up and run into that space. Exactly. Karanka lofting that free kick. And the referee penalising Santiago.
Slightly aimless free kick from Karanka, I thought. It was just high. Yep. There wasn't much to say about the direction or the pace, it was just high up in the air.
Athletic have got a big striker, Ismail Orthites, on the bench, but he's the one that you should be aiming those long passes for, rather than Izquierdo and Echeverría, who are
no point in doing it to those two.
Much better on the interchange. Here's Luís Figo. Battling his way through. Figo just got a deflection off Del Horno. There's Jonan Garcia looking busy in these opening minutes, but he's gone into trouble there. Good work from Figo. I was going to say good work, just recovering some ground, but he's been penalised. A bit harsh, I think.
Yeah, I thought so. And Jonan Garcia looked busy, but he always looked like he was running to nowhere, and he wasn't really sure where to go when he came back. There's not a huge amount there.
6 of one, half a dozen another again, isn't it? And there's that run from Figo. He just gets past Jonan, and then the second challenge just from Del Horno, robbing the Real Madrid winger.
Real launch of a challenge, wasn't it? Del Horno came flying in from the side of the screen.
He picks up a good fair share of bookings, Del Horno. It's cushioned header from Tico. Here is Jonan. Worked a shooting chance, but he's been blocked by Bravo. Roberto Carlos to Zidane. Luís Figo against Del Horno again. That's a good challenge from Del Horno. Right on top of Luís Figo.
Yeah, really nicely timed, wasn't it?
Roberto Carlos, always dangerous when he appears in attack. Zidane looking for Ronaldo, and he was unlucky there. The ball just not quite running for Real Madrid.
And the best bit of that actually was Raúl's duck to let the ball go through to Zidane. Zidane then tried to play first time into Ronaldo. Raúl was bombing on as well. Nice move.
Helguera just cushioning the header back for Iker Casillas. Long kick from Casillas. Raúl jumping, but Prieto is always favoured for that one. Athletic players appealing for something. Play on, says the referee. Ball back with Aranzubía. Looks like a push from Echeverría. He's been given the other way. That's a bit surprising. He's asking for a booking, which is a bit unnecessary there from Echeverría.
I think it's extremely unnecessary.
Let's have a look.
Well, he's probably just about right about the foul, but to ask for a booking for that, I think is petty.
I don't see how you can book anyone for just a foul like that. Anyhow, he's not given it, so. Another free kick for Athletic, and it's Tico once again lining it up, taking it quickly. Just Coma did a little napping there. Lacruz chipping the ball in. Queiroz jumping. There, Roberto Carlos acrobatically up to clear. And Zidane intercepts that pass from Tico. Here's real danger for Real Madrid. It's Beckham and Ronaldo, and Roberto Carlos, as usual, has made up acres of space on the left. Ronaldo inside. There's a shot, Aranzubía. Well, he wasn't totally convincing, and that was a thundering shot from Luís Figo. He was just surprised by the absolute power of it. Now it's Beckham looking for one of those crosses. A little bit too short, and that one's cleared. Madrid's having one of these little stepping up a pace sort of moments that they have every so often in a game, and when they do, it's a little bit frightening for the opponents. Karanka skies and slices that clearance, but it's easily gone to the halfway mark. It's a thundering shot from Luís Figo, and Aranzubía, I think he was aiming to catch it, but he was just surprised by the power of it.
Yeah, I think to have caught a shot like that, he really needed his whole body behind it, but he's actually lifted his hands to around about his neck level, and that's why, and I think that's why he ended up pushing it away. To be honest, didn't convince.
No. Delorno getting another good challenge in, but he's actually been penalised by it for it. Beckham once again, another free kick for David Beckham.
What Madrid will probably try and do here is load the penalty area, and you've got to imagine the most likely receiver is
Iván Helguera,
who certainly, when it comes to free kicks, is Madrid's best player in the air.
He's not tall, but he gets up so well, Iván Helguera. Beckham, and there it was. That's Raúl Bravo. We were talking, everyone was looking at Helguera, but Bravo got in there.
Well, it came.
That was a great chance. Great cross from Beckham.
Yeah, fantastic cross. It came over Helguera's head, and it's Bravo coming in just behind. If you see this ball, it's Helguera that gets up just there. Actually, Helguera's not far off, is he?
Oh, no. And Bravo, he's got that actually with his knee, I think. I wonder if he'd actually hurled himself in with his head, whether he might have done a bit better. Referee's called play back. Quite sure what for. There's the Athletic coach, Ernesto Valverde, a former player, and I hope that's not a message to us from Carlos Queiroz. Santiago Queiroz through Iker Casillas, sticking out a providential leg.
Well, Casillas is one of those goalkeepers who does like handball goalkeepers does, really spreads himself, and he uses his whole body. It's a good save.
It is indeed. It was Echeverría who got on the end of that one.
That said, Echeverría probably should have done better.
Hits it low though.
It's a good clean contact, and it's low, but he had a lot more of the goal to aim at than that. Good save from Casillas again.
He's been called on 4 times so far in these opening 25 minutes, and each time he's responded magnificently. Zidane colliding a little bit with Gurpegi there. Guti to David Beckham. Míchel Salgado out wide. Luís Figo now taking on Delorno. He's done well, Delorno. Figo's going to have a difficult night tonight. But with Real Madrid, there's always other routes in which the goals can come.
I think what Figo's already learned is that he's not going to get past Del Orno purely by pace. He's a couple of times he's tried to knock it past him. He's found Del Orno too quick. He's going to have to be a little cleverer than that.
Here come Athletic again.
Which of course he's more than capable of being.
Echeverria peeling off to the left, looking to take on Helguera. Ball with Tico. Well intercepted by Roberto Carlos. But Guti there now for Raúl. Good ball from Guti. And Figo once again with Del Orno. The ball with Zidane speared across. That's a little bit too strong though from Zinédine Zidane.
And Zidane knows it, immediately apologises. Overhit.
Throw in for Athletic. Lacruz in no hurry to take the throw in. Jonan doing well, and just getting a knock from Guti. I think Guti's going to get booked for that as well. Something a little bit harsh. Actually, he kicks him from behind, doesn't he?
Kicks him on the back of the knee, doesn't he?
Well, back of the thigh almost. I think he was probably going for the ball.
But I don't think it was any intention.
Problem is just Jonah's leg was between him and the ball and his foot. Luís Prieto. Bit of an aimless ball. It's well read by Helguera. Figo once again suffering from Del Orno. This time the fullback fouling.
Figo very clearly
saying that's the third time.
Well, it's certainly the third time that Del Orno has stopped him. I'm not so sure it's the third time that he's fouled him
now. Raúl linking with Ronaldo. This is where Madrid are dangerous. Ronaldo into the penalty area. Just didn't quite have that extra burst of speed to take the ball in there.
But if you have a look at the near post when Ronaldo runs through there, he's basically in the middle of a box of 4 Athletic players.
Taking it quickly, Madrid. And there, yeah, I think Helguera penalised, so maybe he's going with his studs in front of him. It's a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, I think he's unlucky. I think it might well be the right decision. I think he's unlucky, Helguera, because when the ball, I think when the ball's in the air, you've got to go for it. But what we saw there was a
quick thinking, great little chip from Ronaldo. Well, no, it's a bit unfortunate, but he has got his sort of studs in there.
I think what we saw was when Ronaldo's got the ball, how worried everyone is. But he was basically boxed in 4 players following him. And you have to do that. You let one guy on Ronaldo.
No, you can't. One-on-one and
every time.
Bravo up well. Zidane. Nice pass from Guti to Beckham. Luís Figo, and who's out there to meet him? Asier Del Orno. Goes inside this time, Figo, but the ball's given away. Karanka being pressured by Raúl. Has to give it back to Aranzubía. Good work from Raúl there, just forcing the long clearance, and that of course means that the ball is back with Real Madrid. Just approaching the half hour in the Bernabéu, and it's been a lively half hour, but so far there are no goals. Real Madrid 0, Athletic Bilbao 0. Offside.
I think it's the kind of game where so far both managers will be pretty happy, but they'll also both be pretty nervous. They've both seen things to worry them.
Valverde will probably felt we've created 4 chances against Madrid, we've not taken one of them. And you know, against Real Madrid, you miss chances and you tend to end up paying for it. Because they've got players like Zidane, who's just produced a neat pass there to Roberto Carlos. Here's Ronaldo again, and Prieto just getting the challenge in against Ronaldo. Back with Ronaldo. Roberto Carlos. Just trying to be a little bit too intricate there, in too small a space. Iván Helguera. David Beckham. Salgado just took his eye off the ball for a second there, but he's recovered ever so well and won. Well, I didn't say won a corner, but a goal kick, says the linesman.
He clearly thought so as well, didn't he? I think David Beckham actually misread Salgado's run as well. I think Salgado wanted it played inside, but Beckham went the other side. Salgado had to then go back towards the ball, which of course ruined his momentum. But as you say, battle back to get it. He thinks he won a corner. It's very clear that he thinks he won a corner. The referee didn't.
And at the end of the day, the referee is the lack of concentration there, and
not at all clear actually.
It might have been a corner, but I wouldn't like to stake much on it. Either way. Delorno in hard and throwing for Athletic, yeah.
Well, Figo and Delorno is going to be a real battle between those two, isn't it? It's already shaping up to be pretty tense and pretty edgy. Delorno just about got the better of it so far.
He's given a free kick, surprisingly. I
think that's why Figo's annoyed.
Queiroz is looking pretty annoyed as well. Pensive there, Ernesto Valverde. With Tico. Decent ball to Delorno. Can he whip a ball across? He has done, but once again, Iker Casillas. That's a lovely claim under pressure.
It's a good claim, isn't it? He needed to make it though. Once he'd gone for it, he needed to make it.
And Echeverria lurking behind him, and that's great control from Raúl, but Gurpegui just in there to sweep the ball away from him. Guti and Roberto Carlos robbing Iraola. Ball with Zidane. Past the half-hour mark, now it's still 0-0. Zinédine Zidane and Roberto Carlos. He's gone out for a throw-in. Just turning the screw a little bit, Madrid now. Just putting a little bit more pressure.
Pressure certainly territorially. The pressure is very much coming from Madrid now.
Zidane to Guti. Figo on the right with a little bit of space for the cross this time. Luís Figo! It's cleared by Karanka. Late challenge there from Beckham on. Jonan had 3 players around him there, and in the end the referee gave a free kick. Athletics, well, I think more because there were 3 players making life difficult than because there was any foul as such. Echeverria. Well shepherded out by Raúl Bravo.
Yeah, and that's where Raúl Bravo is strong. He's fast, so he gets there first, and then he just puts his body in the way, keeps there, and watches the ball out.
Goal kick for Real Madrid. This is that claim from Iker. He does really well because he's leaning a long way back, isn't he? Certainly improving. I mean, his reflexes are fantastic, and they always have been. But what he's doing, Iker, is he's getting better and better on crosses. Yeah, he's certainly improving in terms of the way he controls his area, the crosses he comes to get. Guti winning that one with a solid challenge in midfield. Seeing Raúl dropping deep. Feeding Luís Figo. He's got the better of Delorno this time. He's put the ball in now, Figo. Looks up, that's a good ball. Roberto Carlos is finding space, and that has gone for a corner. I think he's asking for a penalty, but it seems to hit Prieto in the midriff. Yeah, it looks like a pretty half-hearted claim, doesn't it? So certainly not complaining to the referee about it. So corner for Real Madrid, chance to pressurise Athletic. Decent corner there to the far post, forcing Gurpegui to concede another one from the far side. Difficult one for Aranzubía, that one. But this is where you need your goalkeeper to really dominate the area. You've got a lot of bodies in there. You need your goalkeeper to come and get these. Beckham crossing from one side of the pitch to the other to take the corner. David Beckham. Still not cleared. Still not cleared. Athletic claiming something. I think there's an obstruction against Aranzubía there. Both with Ronaldo! Well, we said that they had to be wary of Ronaldo, and there we see why, as the Athletic players going round the referee complaining. What genius from Ronaldo, what genius from Ronaldo. He really didn't have...
Well, there's 2 or 3 things. He didn't have time and space. He didn't have time really to get proper backlift on the ball. He just had to sort of get the shot off as much as he could. And he didn't really have the space or the angle to aim at to get that ball into the corner.
He loves the ball, as you just saw. Gives that a little kiss there as he scored his 6th goal of the season. And some Athletic players are still complaining to González Vázquez.
I think probably for the nudge. I think as Dani Aranzubía came out as a nudge.
It's not hit before this. That's a fantastic finish, isn't it?
It is absolutely brilliant. It's a superb finish. Because look, he hasn't got time really to. He hasn't got time to get any backlift on his shot.
Flicked on from Helguera, and there's no angle either, is there?
That's the perfect replay in terms of seeing that there is absolutely no angle for Ronaldo to aim at. That's a superb goal.
He had like a ball space to aim for, and he found it.
Possibly not even that, because he needed that little bit of bend on the ball, or it wouldn't have gone in. It's a superb finish.
Well, Real Madrid on 33 minutes, taking the lead against Athletic Bilbao. Could that basically cause some harm to the Athletic resistance? They've been pretty sprightly so far, but sometimes you concede a goal to Real Madrid, and that tends to mean the end of your ambitions. Yeah, and I don't really think it's been a case of Athletic resistance. Even they've attacked themselves. It's been a nice open game. That's a brilliant finish. I mean, bizarrely enough, we were saying the thing about Ronaldo is if you leave him any space, he'll punish you. Even when you don't leave him any space, he punishes you. That was a superb goal. Great finish. Really, really great finish. Well, they got a chance to react here. Tico with a free kick, which is probably, 30 yards out, maybe a little bit more. He has been known to hit them.
Well, they don't call him Fantastico for nothing.
It is Tico. Woof, I tell you what was Fantastico, the save from Iker Casillas. That was a great free kick and an unbelievable stop.
Excellent save. Really, really excellent save.
Well, he gets great contact on that Tico. He gets power, curls it, and there, Casillas.
That's a very, very good
unbelievable save there from the Real Madrid keeper, who's having one of the matches of his life. That is staggering.
You know what? Just a second. I almost think that shot's going over. Casillas saves that over the bar. It was such good leap on his dive. There's such agility. That's the thing about Casillas. Such agility, such spring, such speed and power.
Echeverria, another save for Casillas, although that one is a little bit easier for him. Tries to get it going quickly. Collide a little bit there. Madrid winning the ball back. And here is Figo. Swapped over to the left, as he does quite often, Luís Figo. But Peggy putting a challenge in on Zidane, and Roberto Carlos looking to get into the penalty area. Once again, another lively performance from the Real Madrid left-back. It's 35 minutes gone. It's Real Madrid 1, Athletic Bilbao 0. And that goal from Ronaldo on 33 minutes, separating the teams. Staggering volley.
Brilliant goal.
Good control from Tico. Jonan Garcia trying to work a little bit of space. Play on, says the referee. Ball is with Lacruz.
Oh, great turn.
Good turn. And not such a good finish.
Yeah, it's a real shame, isn't it? Great turn, dreadful finish, to be perfectly honest. A really poor finish, considering how cool in the head he was to make the turn. He then really rushed at that. Because actually, he needed to play that with the inside of his left foot. He played it with the outside and it just sliced away.
Yeah, maybe just rushed into it a little bit. Great turn from Echeverria.
It's a very good turn. And look, he's got the far post to go for with the inside of his foot.
And Helguera maybe just put him off his aim there, sliding across to make the, if he'd have hit that hard and low, Helguera would have probably blocked it.
But I think what he needed to do was open his body out, play with the inside of his foot, curling back in. As it is, he sliced it. It's a shame. He's had a really bright start at Echeverria, but twice now he's had good opportunities where you couldn't say, well, that one you could say he's wasted. The other one, Casillas made a good save, but you'd say he's disappointed on both.
Figo and Del Horno once again at it, hammer and tongs. Done well this time, Figo.
I think it was Helguera, wasn't it?
Helguera flattered him in the back, Little dummy there, but Jonan was robbed there by Guti, who was in quickly. Míchel Salgado to take the throw-in for Real Madrid.
It's been a really, really good game, hasn't it? Two sides who really want to play football. It's had good tempo, it's had good skills.
It's nice to see a visiting side coming to the Bernabéu who have had the courage to have a go at Madrid as well. You know, and under other circumstances, maybe with a different goalkeeper, they could have scored a couple of goals easily.
Oh, absolutely. We've seen two teams who want to play football, and it's great.
Great ball from Zidane. Ronaldo, can he make it two into the ground? And if it hit that bit harder, it would probably have bounced in. As it is, Ronaldo, he does enjoy playing athletic. He tends to score against them. He
certainly does.
All the time.
Superb little scoop pass from Zidane.
That's just the mark of real class, isn't it? When someone can just put the foot under the ball. Was he fouled this time? Yes, he was, says the referee. Free kick for Real Madrid, and I think you'll see Mr. Roberto Carlos probably step forward and claim this one. Good Peggy just catches Zidane's back of his
across
heel.
The back of his legs, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I think what we'll see is Roberto Carlos. If they're going to shoot, it's Roberto Carlos territory. They may well decide to clip the ball into the box though and load the penalty area again.
There's Beckham, there's Figo, and there is Roberto Carlos. I thought I saw him jogging over there. Aranzubía getting his wall into position. I'm saying that Beckham has placed the ball. That's always can often be a sign. I still think my money is on Roberto Carlos.
Yes, Beckham's going to go near post.
Oh, he is doing. Well, he's actually gone into the wall. And that's not
That's, I think, a Míchel Salgado shot.
Doesn't score many, unfortunately, but he does defend as probably no other right-backs in Spain can do.
Oh, I think he's the best right-back in Spain by some distance.
That's a fantastic pass from Zidane. It's unbelievable.
Well, I mean, the other thing is that replay shows not just that it's a lovely pass with loads of time, but he actually produced it very, very quickly. Ball at his feet, bang, straight over the top.
Guti getting up well. Iraola, Lacruz. Raúl Bravo across the cover. Another solid game for Raúl Bravo in the middle of the Madrid defence. It's not so good from Roberto Carlos. Perhaps just trying to be a little bit too clever with Tico. Still Tico. Jonan. If he looks up, there's Delano, and guess who saved that one? Iker Casillas.
Good sharp save to his near post. It wasn't an outrageously good save, but it's a good sharp save. Low, gets hold of the ball. First time we've seen Delano really push on. So far he's marshalled Luís Figo very well, but he hasn't attacked as much as we're used to seeing. That's a pretty nasty change. Is that Delano back in there, or is it? I think it might be Peggy actually.
That's Jonan,
who's obviously dropped in to cover Delano.
We just caught his foot, didn't he? Yeah,
it's a bad one.
What, me, ref? I didn't do anything. We're just into the last 5 minutes of the first half. Real Madrid won. That goal from Ronaldo. Athletic Bilbao 0, and I think a large credit to that has to go down to Iker Casillas, who has so far saved everything that the visitors could throw at him. Yeah, or even kick at him.
Iker Casillas be very, very good at one end, and Ronaldo absolutely devastating at the other.
Casillas clearing that one. Zidane able to get to it. Salgado attacking in that busy style of his to Luís Figo. And there Karanka clearing. As far as Echeverría, and
well, Madrid are a little lucky.
I'm not so sure about that one. He would have been pulled up by a linesman's flag, and he can't believe it, can he?
That said, he'd have only got through and had Casillas saved.
Well, there is that, isn't there?
And as you say, presumably for an offside.
It was a sort of a speculative clearance from Aitor Karanka, but it did seem that it went straight to Echeverría. I mean, I think perhaps because it was just a clearance. That must have been a very, very tight decision. Delano getting that one back to Aranzubía. That's a heck of a long clearance from Aranzubía right through to Iker Casillas. Almost too long, really.
Yeah, doesn't give his teammates a chance to get onto it.
Zidane with Guti. Back to Raúl Bravo. It's a dangerous pass and a brave header from Iván Helguera there. Ball's back with Zidane and Ronaldo. No luck for him this time, but they're working hard in midfield. No luck this. It's also bounced nicely for Athletic. Free kick, says the referee.
It's Beckham, isn't it? Beckham's. Well, he's not at all impressed. It looked like a foul on first glance.
And the referee has given it. Third booking for Real Madrid. Míchel, Guti and Beckham all in the referee's book.
Yeah, I think there's not too much doubt about that. I think Beckham catches him on the...
See Raiola going through,
it's actually his knee.
Yeah.
Beckham slides for it's his knee that catches it, however.
Just... They may be not very happy about it, but he's one of those that did stop a potentially dangerous counter-attack.
I think probably the reason Beckham's not happy is that, of course, he's gone in with his feet, hasn't felt any contact with his feet, so he's thinking, well, what's happened here? He perhaps hasn't noticed the contact on his knee because it's not where his sort of focus, if you like. Yeah.
Well, Tico forced an amazing save out of Casillas with the last free kick he took. Let's see what he can do this time.
That's a pretty expensive wall, that
It certainly is. Zidane, Ronaldo,
Beckham, Guti and Figo.
It's probably the most expensive wall you could build anywhere, actually.
Well, Guti came free. But the rest of them cost a lot of money.
The rest of them Galacticos, and Guti, of course, a product of the Real Madrid youth policy. Tico takes a deflection, and that is a corner for Athletic, which nobody seems to want to take. Peggy just rolling the ball out, and Tico will stroll over to the corner flag. Ooh, I wonder if that actually hits his arm.
It's Guti, isn't it?
Yeah. Tico with a corner. Jornada and Iker Casillas comes to the edge of his 6-yard box to make the claim, and that's the last action of the first half. It's been a very entertaining 45 minutes football. Ronaldo has scored the only goal. It is so far Real Madrid 1, Athletic 0. We'll be back after a short break. His strike on 33 minutes, putting Madrid ahead. And there's also been another star in the Madrid side today. It's been Iker Casillas, who's already pulled out 5 outstanding saves.
Yeah, he's been excellent, Iker Casillas. He's been equal to everything that Athletic Bilbao can put his way so far. 2 or 3 very good saves. One very good save and one absolutely magnificent save from the free kick. It was a superb stop.
I believe a great free kick from the Athletic number 23 Tico, which looked bound for the top corner until Iker somehow found...
It was the leap and the speed that made it such a great save.
Both sides have shown a complete commitment to attacking football tonight in the Bernabéu. It really has been a treat to watch so far. Side from the Basque Country have come down and they've shown no inhibitions, but they have, unfortunately for them, come up against Iker Casillas, as we say, 5 occasions, or 5 or 6 even. And the upshot of it is that Ernesto Valverde's side need to claw their way back into this game against Madrid, while at the same time, of course, keeping an eye on Ronaldo, Zidane and company. Echeverría. Sier Del Horno's had a very interesting battle with Luís Figo during the first 45 minutes. Karanka bringing the ball out. Jonan. Andoni Iraola. It's a nice idea from Iraola, but Jonan couldn't get on the end of it. Crunching challenge there from Zidane. I think he just left Lacruz in a bit of pain for a second, actually. Play is continuing, and here is Zidane. Carrying the ball forward, the Frenchman with his customary poise. And they're looking for Raúl. A lovely pass there from Zidane. Raúl! Goodness gracious, that did not miss by very much.
I thought Raúl might have put his head down and shot then, but instead he came back, tried to pull the ball across, and as you say, even after the deflection, it wasn't that far away.
Carlos Peggy getting in the way of that. Oof, that could have so easily have gone in off Aitor Karanka.
Because Dani Aranzubía was completely sold the other way, wasn't he?
Yeah, Karanka, of course, who spent 5 years at Real Madrid, won a European Cup with them. There's the corner coming in. It's a little bit too deep. But Roberto Carlos surging forward, and
How on earth did he miss that?
I think the flag may have been up, but that was a fantastic run from Roberto Carlos, and Iván Helguera has a little shake of the head. Yeah, there is an offside flag.
There is an offside, but how
still shouldn't have missed it.
Raúl missed that, I don't know.
Aranzubía once again getting an enormous distance on his free kick and sending it straight through to Casillas. Delona whipping the ball away from Figo, maybe a little bit high his foot. Just look at that power from Roberto Carlos, and I think what is Helguera's flick just puts Raúl off. He's offside for Helguera. Oh, that's a little bit too easy. Míchel Salgado looking up to cross. And Raúl once again getting in there, and unfortunately perhaps I think that it fell to his right foot when he prefers his left foot.
It also fell quite high. I think look,
it's very hard to get. It's just a little bit behind him as well. Hard to get any power on as it bounces off Lacruz. It's a corner. Still though, Raúl battling away. That's a lovely little pass to himself, and Tico, I think he was, got the block in.
And there's Helguera with that characteristic pace of his when things aren't quite going his way. I mean, he had the flick just before that Raúl put wide offside anyway. Very nearly got on the end of that as well. Excellent
spell of early pressure from Real Madrid, thinking quickly, taking this one, the corner. But Beckham's attempted short corner falling way too short. Zidane and Beckham, lovely little interchange. And there, Iraola fouling Beckham, who's once again a little bit angry at the treatment meted out to him.
Well, I think he's more angry about the second challenge. I can't remember, not clear who it was. It landed on Beckham's back, which was entirely accidental. The first challenge was a bad one.
So Iraola and then César.
César really can't do a huge amount about landing on Beckham, and he's the one that Beckham gets angry with. That is the foul. César, I don't really see what he can do to get out of the way there.
No. Maybe Beckham thinks that César's. He just catched him on the side of the head. Maybe he thought it was deliberate, which I don't think it was.
Perhaps.
Anyhow, free kick for Real Madrid in a dangerous position, and Beckham will be taking it. David Beckham. That was... Oof.
Wasn't far off, was it?
Wasn't far off the far post, and it wasn't far off the players rushing in on it. There's Raúl having a real battle there. Helguera can't jump, and it's Luís Figo who's not very far away from that on the far post, as it is Aranzubía able to watch it go out for a goal kick. Gets up well Helguera. Iraola, ball's blocked there. Still rattling around, and now it's back to Casillas, possibly the man of the match so far, Iker Casillas. John and Garcia. Delona. Who's asking for a free kick? Salgado. You saw him pointing at the ball, saying, got the ball.
That was the first time Delona has really got up and come face to face with Salgado, and we were saying that might be quite a battle, Salgado and Delona. The battle's actually been Delona and Luís Figo, which I think is a sign of the fact that Madrid are pushing Athletic back.
It's a good contact in there. Salgado, you see, gets the ball. Madrid now with some defending to do, and there's Beckham in defence. It's a good defensive header to Roberto Carlos. A little bit of time for Roberto Carlos to look up. Chips that ball forward, but that's collected by Tico. Being pressured by Ronaldo. Gurpegui just opening it out to Lacruz. Jonan to Tico. Delona pushing forward again, Asia Delona, and that's deflected by Luís Figo into the arms of Iker Casillas. So over 5 minutes of the second half gone, it's still Madrid 1, Athletic Bilbao 0. And here's David Beckham. Madrid look to double their lead. Well, he did the hard work there, Prieto, and then he got himself into trouble defending against Raúl, and he's given the ball away to Figo. Now it's with Roberto Carlos. on the overlap. And Beckham, Aranzubía just tipping the ball away from David Beckham there. That was
clever goalkeeping. Very clever goalkeeping.
I would have put my money on Beckham finishing that one. There, Bravo doing a good job shepherding Ezquerro. Not such a good job on the second challenge. Ezquerro just skips past him. And Guti. Good play from Santi Ezquerro. Ooh, just a little bit too slow, Tico, and
Beckham coming all the way back.
All the way back. And there's the offside flag. See this again, it's a lovely little chipped ball in there from Roberto Carlos. Evades Raúl, and there Aranzubía just tips it away with his palm. Sort of thing, it makes you look very clever if it comes off, but if it doesn't,
you look like a right idiot. Unorthodox, but it works.
It works
very well.
Serious look there from Ernesto Valverde. Here's Raúl. Roberto Carlos opening the pitch out to Salgado. Salgado charging forward to Figo. David Beckham dropping into that deep right-hand corner that he quite likes. Figo goes down, looking for the free kick. It's not given. Jonan back deep. It's a return from Tico. Still Jonan Garcia. Neat little move there with Roberto Martinez, known as Tico. And again Jonan, is he going to line up a shot? Thought about it, leaves it with Ezquerro. Slipped there, Ezquerro, and that wasn't a long way wide.
No, it wasn't, although I think Bilbao perhaps would have been better advised to get a shot off earlier. They came back a little bit.
Yeah, just allowed.
They just sort of took rather longer over that attack than perhaps they needed to. I think Iker Casillas probably had this covered anyway.
Yeah. I think it probably would have been better if Jonan had shot himself rather than aiming at Ezquerro. Just a lack of confidence there from the youngster, of course. Only came up from the B team at the start of this season. Zidane up. Here's Ronaldo. Ronaldo on a run. This is danger. Ronaldo into the area. Ronaldo. How does he do that?
Genius. Absolute genius. There was a run in the first half in a similar, not quite the same position, but not far off, down that inside left channel, where I said he had 4 guys around him. It was like he was in a box of Athletic Bilbao players. Well, that was being like in a hexagon of Athletic Bilbao players. They were everywhere.
No wonder Ernesto Valverde is biting his lips there, because that is an unbelievable goal from Ronaldo.
Brilliant. Absolutely.
He's got 4 players around him. He gets past one. Just that little... And the thing is, he hardly has any space, and yet he puts it right next to the post.
Well, as soon as Ronaldo gets inside in the inside left channel, does a step over his right foot, drops his shoulder, goes left and strikes a cross goal with his left foot. As soon as he gets in that position, you're in trouble. And when he gets on the run, I mean, look, five players in. I mean, you get a shot of that, and you could circle 6 players on the pitch. One would be Ronaldo. The 5 nearest to him would all be Bilbao players.
Probably the only place where it could have actually ended up as a goal. It's an unbelievable finish, and 2-0 to Real Madrid. A little bit harsh on Athletic, I think, after given their attacking ambitions, but Real Madrid,
but Madrid have pushed on.
The quality is just where it shows, isn't it? And the quality is Ronaldo in attack, and Iker Casillas in goal.
I mean, that was just a brilliant goal. Ronaldo picked the ball up really quite deep. He's a good 15-20 yards outside the area when he gets there.
It's one of those games now, all over him. It's one of those games now when you think, well, how will Athletic react? They've played very well. They've played well, let's be honest about it. And yet they're 2-0 down. A lot of teams now would probably cave in and concede 5.
That's a perfect finish.
Unbelievable finish.
It doesn't even hit the back of the net, it hits the side of the net.
No, exactly. I think it hit the back of the net. I think Aranzubía would have got down to it. His 7th goal of the season, and Athletic making their first substitution. It's the big man Ismael Urzaiz coming on, and he is replacing Andoni Iraola.
Well, this will certainly give Athletic more presence off corners and free kicks and so on. Ismael Urzaiz is superb in the air.
Another player who began his career with Real Madrid. I don't think he ever got into hardly ever played for the B team. He had a long series of loan spells, and he never really seemed to do anything special before he went to Espanyol, and who were of course then coached by the former Madrid great Jose Antonio Camacho. And Camacho brought the best of Urthites out, and he hasn't looked back since.
Ronaldo holding his thigh there. I wonder if he's just tweaked it. The way he pulled up, it was as if it was a little prang.
I'm sure the Athletic Bilbao players will be hoping he has.
Yeah, they'll be desperately hoping he has.
Thinking about that, with Urthites coming on, he'll play a central role. I suppose Echeverria will drop to the right to fill in for Iraola. Roberto Carlos. Oof, Lacruz just getting the challenge in, but still Real Madrid looking for the third. Here is Ronaldo, almost hypnotising the defence. Still Ronaldo's being pulled by Prieto, but he's got the ball out to Míchel Salgado. Luís Figo. Guti. David Beckham out battling Jonan, and a lovely little pirouette there from David Beckham, followed by a diagonal pass forcing Prieto into the clearance, and that looks like a foul from Luís Figo.
It's been a slightly frustrating game for Figo, hasn't it? Because Asier del Horno has marked him so well that he really hasn't been able to get in the game. I think that's why he's now drifting inside and really fighting for the ball, because Figo's a guy who likes possession. He likes to get a lot of the ball, and when things don't go his way, he's got to go looking for it.
If you're a coach, you're happy to see your players showing that sort of determination and will to win. And plus, committing a foul in that area does stop any chance of a counter-attack, as long as you don't get booked. Here is Echeverria on the right. Ball inside with Athletic. Urthites just leaving a bit short. Still with Urthites. Can he get a shot in? Got the Madrid defence around him, and that wasn't a long way wide from Ismail Urthites. Although something tells me that if it had been on target, Casillas may have got a hand to it. Just worked himself half a yard and into the side netting from Urthites.
A yard or so wide, wasn't it? Not much more than that. It's the back of the side netting that it hits.
He's a big man, Urthites, but for a big player, he's actually not bad with his feet. Here's Echeverria again. Decides to go in on his own this time. Just took a little bit too long about it though. Caught by Guti. Reading still battling hard though from 2-0. And there's a player down. I think that's Echeverria. It is indeed, with the white boots. I think he just got caught by Guti in that last action.
He didn't seem too bad at first, did he?
No, he didn't. He just.
Although Guti took two swipes.
Two little goes at him just to make sure.
And when I think Guti knew he'd fouled him, because when Echeverria hit the deck, Guti immediately put his hand up.
Yeah, you saw him give him a little sort of. Basically patted him the way you'd pat your favourite spaniel, didn't you, when he was down? Luis Prieto. Ronaldo pressuring high upfield. You can see that even though they've scored two, Madrid are hungry for more. Good ball from Urthites to Echeverria, who's recovered. He's got space for the cross. Ooh, but Roberto Carlos, how quick was he there to react?
Fantastic recovery from Roberto Carlos, yeah, because he was down and he was sold, and he suddenly got up and got his left leg out.
Just on the hour, it is still now Real Madrid 2, Athletic Bilbao 0. Both goals works from that man there, Ronaldo. His 6th and 7th goals of the season. Seen a bit less of Athletic as an attacking force in the start of this second half, though.
Yeah, Madrid have turned the screw slightly, haven't they?
And receiving that second goal is a bit of a hammer blow for the Basque outfit. But here's Echeverria as they try to get back into this game. Bravo doing a good shepherding job there, but he's just got the better of him. Can he get the ball across? Yes, but only as far as Iván Helguera. Needless there. Beckham's ball back into the box, but Madrid have played that out calmly and coolly. And with precision, here's Luís Figo being shepherded by Del Horno for a change.
Great ball from Zidane.
And Beckham. Showing a great work rate, gets forward. That's a typical Beckham cross there, inviting the striker to get on the end of it. Ronaldo was not far away from what could well have been his hat-trick.
It's a superb cross. As you say, the thing about a cross like that is, as you say, it's the way it invites people on, because it's bending back out slightly.
And it's a nightmare for defenders as well, because you know you've got to get a touch on it, but if you get too much, then you're going to put it past your own keeper. It's impossible for the keeper, of course, because it's bending away from him.
Ronaldo flying in, just couldn't quite make it.
Guti
probably might have been better off flying in with his head than his feet, Ronaldo, but
it's a little bit low perhaps with that.
Yeah.
Queiroz can't control that one. There's Beckham once again looking for the ball over the top, and Figo pulled up for offside. I'm not so sure about that. Then when there was Prieto perhaps playing him onside on the far side of the pitch. No, looking at that 1 second take, it is offside. Not by much, but by enough. Here's Queiroz. Good interception by Figo, carrying out some defensive duties, and there Salgado just shrugs off Jonan. But Figo's pass not quite finding his teammate. He's just gone a little bit too far forward. That reminds me a little bit of Raúl's backing against Valladolid for his opening goal of that magnificent hat-trick. Now Roberto Carlos. Ronaldo. Can he pull out another one? Not this time, but only because he was pulled back.
Yeah, and the referee's going to get a deserved card out, I think.
Prieto, yeah. He's one of the quickest of the athletic defenders, Luís Prieto, but that time he was he knew the only way he could stop Ronaldo was to just have a little tug at his shirt.
Quite a big tug in the end, wasn't it? Look, one hand there, and then the other hand as well.
Right,
absolutely sure. Turned it into a skin-tight shirt for Ronaldo.
Yeah, you could see you can see the power that Ronaldo has in his body when Prieto was trying to pull him back there. Aranzubia's turn to be worried again as Beckham lines up yet another free kick, although it's again Roberto Carlos is hovering. Beckham.
Oh, it's a good one.
Whoa, that's the best one he's done so far. That was a great save from Aranzubía, matching Casillas' save, I was going to say. But
I bet you deep down Aranzubía is a bit disappointed they haven't given the corner, because it kind of denies him the glory of having made that save.
When you're a goalkeeper, you don't mind conceding a corner. That's a great save, actually. It's a great free kick as well. Udasa just gets his fingers to it, doesn't he? Well, David Beckham was fingertips away from scoring his first free kick in the Bernabéu.
Rather like the Casillas one, he gets his fingers on it very, very high. Both of them have made saves.
The thing is, isn't it, though, as a goalkeeper, you quite like your efforts to be recognised.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a corner, I saved it, go on.
Yeah, take it back and well, hang on, no, I saved it.
It's Tico beavering away in the middle there, and free kick for Athletic. Raúl just penalised there by González Vázquez. Well, Del Horno. Now it's Echeverria's pulled back. Iker Casillas, and that one's blocked. It's Del Horno this time, and first one, well, another one for Iker.
Another one for Iker, and I think it was David Beckham who blocked the final shot.
I think González could have got a bit more power on it, but it was one of those that was very low, and once again Iker's reactions in sticking out a leg were quite outstanding.
I think as well, if Joseba Echeverria hadn't already missed a couple of great chances, he'd have gone for that himself rather than putting it back.
An intelligent pass though, and he found his teammate in acres of space. Just get the feeling it's not going to be their night tonight. Here come Athletic again. Echeverria. Was a possible foul there.
It was rather unsubtle, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think there's a great deal of doubt about that one. And there's that last save from Mickey. Pulls it back, and I wonder if Helguera may have blocked it anyhow.
And then in the end, a combination of Beckham and Salgado blocked the final one. But you're right. I mean, Helguera was flying in behind Casillas, but Casillas once again made himself big.
That's 7. I've got 7 excellent saves tonight. Still got some more defending to do, Madrid. Tico with the free kick. Thijs in the area along with Gurpegi and Delon. There's some big players in there for Athletic. Tried to do something I suspect they've worked on the training ground, but it didn't work on the pitch, which is where it matters. Nice little overlap though. Well cleared, Tico. Echeverria, still Tico. Hammered that one in, and Iker Casillas pulls off another one. Tight angle, but Tico hits the ball really hard. Yeah, not a great angle normally to shoot from, but as you say, he did catch it very cleanly. Still Athletic. He just pulled out of that one, Jordan, I think. Maybe should have had a bit more confidence there. And now it's a long ball forward. Lacruz gets up. And Raúl is penalised. Just nudging Gurpegi in the back there. Tico. He had a good game, Tico, in the middle of the park for Athletic. He's pulled all the strings for the visitors. It's Jonah just looking a little bit lightweight. He's quite skillful, but just a bit light. Here's Ronaldo. Pushes Lacruz there. No foul given. Play on, says the referee. And great, unselfish from Ronaldo, and Figo finishes that. And once again, the Athletic players running over to the referee.
It's a playground finish though, isn't it? It's a brilliant playground finish. Ronaldo just waltzing away, laying the ball on a plate to Figo, and then Figo, rather than just slamming it in the net, took his time, coolly into the corner. Great stuff.
Well, considering that Ronaldo was on a hat-trick, you've got to say that was remarkably unselfish to square the ball to Luís Figo.
Incredibly so, incredibly so.
I don't know, I do think he gives Lacruz a bit of a nudge in the back there, though, I have to say.
Well, what genius. The way he sets that, what genius.
Yeah, I mean, what as well is, let's have a look at this again. Woof.
You see, if that's a couple of inches more to Lacruz's side, it's fine because it's shoulder to shoulder. But Lacruz is slightly turned, so I think you're right. I think it's a nudge in the back.
What is impressive though from Ronaldo there, it has to be said, is he's on a hat-trick. He's on a hat-trick. He draws the keeper, and he could. I mean, I'm quite sure if he'd have tried to finish, he probably would have finished. But he just squares that to Luís Figo, and Athletic find themselves 3-0 down after 70 minutes. There's still 20 minutes to go. Raúl Bravo to Roberto Carlos. Zidane. Madrid looking to make it 4. Give the crowd something else to enjoy there. Zidane just that little bit too quick.
Speaking of quick, how quickly David Beckham gets over there thinking, hello.
Oh yeah, here we go. Another chance, another chance. Actually, looking at that, that's César who's come on as a substitute for Athletic. I didn't see that. Replaced Prieto. Obviously, Prieto had a booking, and I think Valverde, the Athletic coach, probably thought that with Ronaldo against him, it's better to be safe than sorry, isn't it? So another chance for Madrid to make it 4-0. It looks like Roberto Carlos is going to try and thunder one in. saying that. There's Mr. Beckham teeing it up as well. This is a really good thing for Madrid, because having a left-footed player and a right-footed player, it just keeps the...
Particularly for the goalkeeper, because it doesn't know
keeps them guessing, doesn't it?
Which side he needs to be alert to.
Exactly. This time it is Roberto Carlos at the defence, and the rebound, and there's César scything the ball clear. Got just under 20 minutes to go, and it's Real Madrid 3, Athletic Bilbao 0. A scoreline that's perhaps a little bit misleading. I think Athletic can probably consider themselves a tad unlucky to be 3-0 down, but once again, you've just got to take your hat off to the ability of Ronaldo.
Awesome, absolutely awesome.
And not forgetting Iker Casillas, who has pulled off about 7 or 8 saves.
Yeah, Iker Casillas had a very, very good game. So he's made 5 or 6 very good saves and a couple of superb saves.
Echeverria. Yeah, the referee tried to give the advantage and pulls up the play there. I think Roberto Carlos just a little tug at his shirt. That's his Beckham. Yeah, he just has a little tiniest of tugs at him. Not enough, just enough to put him marginally off balance. So the visitors are working for a consolation goal as they make another substitute, and it's Julen Guerrero who is replacing Jonan. Julen Guerrero, one of the symbols of this club. Although not at his best in recent seasons, has to be said. Good header from Karanka. There is Julen getting an early touch. Out to Josep Echeverria. Delorno, the blocked. Delorno was asking for a free kick, but there was nothing doing there from González, Vázquez, and now David Beckham. And the ball to Salgado. This is when Madrid are such a joy to watch, when they've got a little bit of space and they move the ball around, because when they do this, there's no team that's better in the world than Real Madrid.
Nobody can hold a candle to them when they've got this confidence, this little bit of pace that everyone wants a little bit. It's almost sort of taking it in turns to play a little bit.
And you know, when they do it, they work space. That's Salgado and Ronaldo aiming for that hat trick, the big Brazilian.
Well, if he doesn't get a hat trick, he might look back on the goal that he provided on a plate for Figo and think to himself, whoops.
And that's what led to the goal, that challenge on Lacruz.
Just look at the power and balance. Cuts back.
Just leaves César on the deck and then just squares it to Figo.
And Figo has all the time in the world. Great goal.
There's Guti to Luís Figo. Happy to get his name on the score sheet. Figo giving the ball back to Míchel Salgado. He's making the run, Figo. If Salgado sees him, he decides to go back instead to Guti. Squares it to Roberto Carlos. It's in well there. Lacruz, or César in fact. He's penalised for a foul on Zidane. Just clipping him from behind there. I've yet to see Carlos Queiroz smile this season, even though his team are scoring a lot of goals. Even in that 7-2 against Valladolid, when they really turned it on, he was still looking just an example of concentration. I mean, it just shows what a dedicated professional he is. Doesn't allow himself any celebrations.
No, I think that there's a, as with a lot of coaches, there's just that search, that desire for perfection as well, and however well your team plays, you can never feel like that search is over. And there's always that little element of concern, because of course he'll be looking at this thinking, okay, well, we should win this game. but there are things that worry me for the next game and the
things
next
that
game
we can work
on.
on. Yeah, exactly. You know.
And he'll be looking at this and thinking it's a very long season. There could come a time when we come a little unstuck if some of the things that we're not quite doing right now continue to be done not quite right. That said, you look at the talent and the ability, and when they're playing well, you think there isn't anyone who can get near them if they can maintain that level throughout the course of the season.
Exactly. Here come Athletic again. The ball fired in. Bravo slices his clearance, but it's actually gone to Luís Figo, who's worked very hard. Figo, he's had a hard night against Delorno, who's basically followed him all around the pitch. But Figo's credit, a lot of players would have actually given up, shrugged their shoulders, but Figo's kept on working both in attack and in defence. And of course, he's got his reward, as that nearly went through to Ronaldo with that goal that Ronaldo set up for him.
Yeah, and what Figo's done in the second half as well, he's lengthened his game in that he's come a lot further back than he was doing in the first half to get the ball, but that hasn't been to the detriment of him attacking. What he's done is he's come further back and then started his charge further back, and I think that's given Delorno a far more difficult role in terms of keeping up with him, and I think that's what we saw.
That's why Salgado got in.
Exactly. It's why Salgado's getting in occasionally, because he's overlapping him. It's why. It's also why he scored the goal, because Ronaldo cut back in. Figo, who had come so much deeper that Delorno probably hadn't even seen him arrive, or just seen him burst past him.
Lovely bit of skill there from Zinédine Zidane. In full flow, the Frenchman. Just got the tiniest touch there, César. He looks up Zidane, and that's a shame. He just got a little bit too much on that cross, but I think we're looking at a slightly tired Zinédine Zidane there. I think you saw him stick his tongue out for a quick gasp of breath. And the fans certainly appreciated the efforts of the Frenchman there.
Hear them chanting his name, which is pretty good considering Zidane is not the easiest name to chant in Spanish.
Urzait's doing well there. Still Urzait's, but just had 3 players around him in the end. Guti got the challenge in. Delorno,
I think there could be a booking.
He's been snapping. He's been snapping away at Figo all night. I think he just mistimed that one. And that is indeed a booking for Asier Delorno.
Been a tough night for the pair of them, hasn't it?
Yeah, he goes right through him there, though, doesn't he? Beckham, another pin. You know, I was just thinking about it. He's for 50 yards, and you just take it for granted, don't you? And yet, that was just like a pinpoint pass. Salgado, that's a little bit short though. It's Guerrero to Urzait's. Not a great ball there from Julian. César on the overlap. Neat bit of footwork there from Santiago. César with a cross, Urzait's! Inches wide, and it's just not going to be their night tonight, is it?
And for the first time, Iker Casillas misjudges one, and Urzait's just nods it just wide.
Inches wide there from the big Athletic Bilbao striker. Just a little shake of the head. Good cross from César.
Very good cross. Casillas for once didn't judge it right.
But saying that, he made himself big, didn't he?
Actually, with the benefit of the replay, you think if Urzait's had headed it
on target,
what would have been on target, it may well have hit Casillas in the face, because again he was coming out in that big sort of starfish jump of his and denying Urzait's any space to go for.
Brilliant performance from the Madrid keeper tonight. Echeverria pulls the ball across. Here's Urzait's again. Urzait's, this time it's Roberto Carlos into block.
Good block as well, very good block.
Good ball from Echeverria, just slips. I think it's Helguera slips, and just as about to volley it, Roberto Carlos flies in to deny Ismail Urzait's.
It's a great challenge, isn't it? And this is the thing with Roberto Carlos, he's
so quick. He's
so quick and so explosively powerful. He's so quick over the first 3 or 4 yards that you don't even see him get there, or you don't even see where he's coming from, and suddenly bang, he's in. great challenge.
Yeah, we've got just about 8 minutes left of normal time here in the Bernabéu. I don't think there's going to be much injury time.
It's been a really good, enjoyable game, this. I think Madrid have been very, very impressive in patches. Athletic have looked like a very good team as well.
I think they can, even though they've been defeated, I think they can probably draw some positive things about against us, because they have created goals, chances, haven't taken any, against a very, very good Real Madrid. And
but I think that's also, think that's something from which Real Madrid will take very, very big positives, because they'll know they've faced a very, very good side tonight. The best side they've played this year, apart from Valencia, when Valencia lost 2-0, and Valencia looked very, very strong indeed. And they've come away with a 3-0 victory.
I don't think many teams are going to come to the Bernabéu and try and play like Athletic either. I mean, they've come here and they've actually played very, very good football. But they're losing 3-0 thanks mainly to the magic of Ronaldo, which has been just something else tonight. Well, and Iker Casillas. Queiroz collecting the ball. Ball with Tico being shepherded by Beckham and Figo working hard to keep that ball in. And between him and Beckham, well, in the end giving it away, Del Orno. Beckham still battling away. 2 players on the ground. Beckham just waits to see what happens and then sends the ball a little bit deeper. Lovely cushioned header from Raúl, back to Figo. And Figo looking for Ronaldo, who just drops way left, doesn't he? He knows that with someone like Beckham or Figo supplying the passes, all they need is that little extra yard of space, and they're likely to hit him.
What he does, Ronaldo, is he comes inside when he's a player, and he just sort of fades back out towards the wing, sort of quietly. It's almost sinister the way he fades out to the wing.
It's Raúl. Here's Ronaldo aiming for that hat-trick. Guti. Roberto Carlos. That's a little bit unfortunate. I think that's a harsh decision, and there I think Zidane, well, that's a typical example of maybe a referee compounding an error. I'm not sure that first one was a foul, and then of course may or may not have been.
I don't think there's a foul there, to be honest. I don't think there's a foul there at all. I think
no, I don't. Let's be honest. There's a lot less contact in that challenge than there was when Ronaldo set up the third goal, and the referee gave play on for the third goal. Both sides. Esquero. It's going nowhere though, Esquero. Once again, Beckham was back there in defence though.
Now he's right up top.
We're into the last 5 minutes here in the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium. It's Real Madrid 3, 2 from Ronaldo and 1 from Luís Figo. Athletic Bilbao 0. Still Ronaldo trying for that hat-trick. Aranzubía, that's a good save. It's only gone as far as Ronaldo. I think Gurpegi got just enough of a contact to take it away from Figo, otherwise we could have been looking at the 4th. Cross from Figo, but Aranzubía collects it, sets things moving quickly. Guerrero to Tico. Ismailo Sites out on the left. Looking to take on Salgado. He could be a bit lucky if he gets past him. Sites. And indeed, that's a
goal kick, I think.
Goal kick, yeah. Just thought for a second with the crowd protesting that the referee given the corner, right? It's a goal kick, nobody touches it at all. And here's that Ronaldo. You know,
it's just how early.
Quite often you expect Ronaldo to then cut inside, but what knocks him so good is the keeper just never knows what he's doing. He just turned and hit that first time. And with real power on his left foot, just as Borja prepares to come on for the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game. Del Orno firing the ball over, easy for Iker.
Zidane just bringing a kind of appreciative roar.
He's worked very hard. Another one of all of the players have worked hard tonight. Echeverria battling his way through, but just wasting it with that final ball, and there was Zidane. Back to clear. Ronaldo. César gets up well. And here's Gurpegui. Driving forward, Carlos Gurpegui. Until he decides to check back and give the ball to Karanka. Sia del Horno. Ends up with Izquierdo on the left. Pace just dropping off the game in these last couple of minutes. I think both sides have accepted the result. But Thaith still battling away. Izquierdo over the bar.
Well, Thaith, nice little turn actually from Thaith as he battled there.
Again, just gets half a contact on it, turns well. And that's just Tico who gets that final shot in, but it's a little bit too high. And substitution for Real Madrid. It's David Beckham going off to another well-earned round of applause from the Santiago Bernabéu faithful.
Yeah, he's worked really, really hard. He looks absolutely shattered, doesn't he, Bex?
He certainly knows he's been in a game, and it's Borja Fernandez with number 26 on his back, making the substitution. He's got just 3 minutes to show what he can do. It's not a bad time to come on as a substitute though, with 3 minutes to go and your team winning 3-0. Echeverria. Credit to Athletic as well, they've not stopped trying to get a goal, have they?
Well, I was just thinking
that's
exactly
a nice move. Echeverria, Iker Casillas! I mean, that might even be the best of the lot.
In terms of reaction speed and agility it is, and the stadium now is getting onto his feet to applaud not just that save, but what's been a really, really marvellous performance from Iker Casillas tonight. This guy is a Galactico as well.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we talk about Ronaldo, and today we talk about Ronaldo quite correctly, but Iker Casillas has pulled off a string of saves that, you know, it's been 3-0 to Madrid, but if it had not been for Iker, who knows how we could have ended up this game.
Well, I was just about to say just before.
Don't think many teams will create as many chances as this.
No.
And still not score.
Well, that's it. And I was just about to say before Iker made that save that the impressive thing about Athletic isn't just that they've carried on looking to score. It's the way they've carried on looking to score. They've carried on playing football.
That is unbelievable because
the reaction is. I mean, again, not for the first time, an inch either way and it goes in anyway. But what reactions!
Izquierdo this time, the unfortunate, the victim of Iker Casillas. Echeverria.
Well, he just claims victim after victim, doesn't he?
He does. Julian Guerrero looking to turn, but that's going nowhere. It's still out wide. César tried to set up Echeverria, but the Madrid defence getting there as we're into the final minute of the game now. Zinédine Zidane. Can Madrid make it 4? There's Ronaldo starting, and that's just a little bit long for him. He's got the ball, but down near the corner flag, Ronaldo, he looks up unselfishly again. Hooked away.
See, when you see Ronaldo deliver like that, you realise that, all right, he's a great goal scorer, and all right, he's been strong, but he can actually do everything.
It's Figo now, aiming for his second of the night. Oof, that was not far away either from Luís Figo.
That was not far away at all. Great touch, look at that. Genius.
First time almost has really got the better of Del Horno, and that was not far away. Might even just shave the post, does it?
Well,
no, just touch it, yeah. Oof, dear, oh dear, that was not very good. And it's given Ronaldo yet another chance to run at the Athletic defence, although this time with Lacruz was very timely in the tackle. González. Echeverria. Tico does well. sights. Can they test Iker yet again? To Del Horno. It's been forced back, though. Good organisation from the Madrid defence. Tico. Echeverria. Looks up. Good defensive header from Helguera. Borja gets a touch as far as Zidane, and now it's Madrid's turn to attack. Oh, one of those little Zidane pirouettes.
What a shame.
Just tried it a second time and it didn't quite work out for him. It's Del Horno curling the ball in. Beckham quite happy to just take a little bit of pace out of the game. We're into injury time. His side is winning 3-0. He probably sees no need to hurry. Roberto Carlos to Zidane. Just a little bit too strong there from Zinédine Zidane. Appreciative pat from Tico. As González, Vázquez.